I virtually have my clients that make 3 times what they were making before on regular long term.
If you're looking to invest in an Airbnb property down here in South Florida, this video is for you. Today we're going to be talking all about Airbnb and everything that you need to know about it. And I also brought in a special guest in today's video, Lucas Dionisi. He's my partner, professional property management and Airbnb super host, and he's going to be answering a lot of the questions that you guys have had. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started with the video right now. So one of the things I do want to go over before we get Lucas to answer a lot of the questions is that one thing that I have seen from a lot of my clients, a lot of people reaching out, is that a lot of people want to start getting involved in the Airbnb space, the Airbnb investment world. But one thing that I have seen and I want to let you guys know right now is that Airbnb is not for everyone. You have to think about Airbnb as a business instead of a business, because if you're already investing in a property, it's already a type of business. It's already a type of investment. Now, if you're thinking of doing an Airbnb, it's another type, right? It's like an investment instead of an investment. So, you know, if you're maybe a person that's not in town, that is not in, you know, around the South Florida area, or that's way too busy, that you don't want to, you know, it's almost like having a hotel room, right? Because you're gonna have guests all over, all the time. And yes, I do recommend getting a property management like Lucas that will manage the property. You don't have to go through those headaches. You don't have to think about it. But still, I suggest you do not get into the Airbnb property world unless you have knowledge about it, unless you read about it, you understand about it, or you have someone that you really, really trust and understands the Airbnb world. Now, let's get started with some questions that a lot of you have. So Lucas is here to answer a lot of these questions for us. So, Lucas, some of the main questions that I get often is, hey Hans, should I get into the Airbnb world? Like, I have some money, I want to invest in a property in South Florida. Should I just buy a long-term rental? Should I buy a land? Should I buy Airbnb? I see a lot of people do Airbnb. Like, what should I do? What do you suggest? So, Lucas, I want you to answer that question since you manage so many Airbnb properties. What do you think? Should people start getting into the Airbnb space?
I definitely, yes, think that people should start getting into the Airbnb world. It's definitely not for everybody. It's not something you want to take up on your own. But I have seen a lot of people make a lot more money with Airbnb properties than the normal, regular, long-term investments.
All right, perfect. So definitely Airbnb makes a lot more sense than a long-term investment just because the numbers, right, are much higher. What can you tell us about those numbers? What difference have you seen from clients that maybe rent, you know, a whole year, right, long-term tenants versus an investor that rents Airbnb and does daily rentals, right? What kind of numbers have you seen? What difference?
Well, every property can be different. Definitely what you want to do is first have somebody that knows the business and run some numbers, do some analysis for you to see how much that property can actually get. I virtually have my clients that make 3 times what they were making before on regular long-term investments.
Amazing, that's amazing, yes. So again, run those numbers. You need to learn, you need to know how to analyze those numbers, how to analyze the investment, how to compare long-term versus short-term. There's a lot that goes into it. That's why, again, in the beginning of the video, I said, please, you need to understand. I have a lot of people that call and they reach out and they have an Airbnb and it didn't go well, they did the wrong thing. So it's very, very important for you to understand what you're getting yourself into and then have someone that you trust. Other questions that I see a lot of you have is, hey Hans, I want to do Airbnb, I do understand about it, but there's so little properties, or condos at least, in the South Florida area that allow short-term rentals. Is there another way around there? What other options can I have? So can you answer that for us, Lucas?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of restrictions when it comes to condos and townhomes. For Airbnb, you have to get somebody, again, I don't want to be repetitive, but you have to get somebody that knows what they're doing, that knows what they're looking for, and that would put you in a property where you're not going to have any issues down the road after you spend all this money, not just in the property, but in furnishing, services, and all that, where you can, without any sort of headache, just continue to move the business along and keep growing it from there. So There are a lot of restrictions. There are a lot of different condos, that don't allow it. But there are properties out there that we have specifically point out to allow different investors to do that. I personally recommend it's always single family homes. I think those perform the best.
So single family homes is what you've seen a lot perform a lot better than just saying numbers in the return than a condo, than a townhome, and any other type of investment property.
Correct.
For the short term.
Yes.
So you hear that single family properties, so homes.
Multifamilies too.
Multifamilies too.
You can turn them. We can, we've done it before. You can basically every service that a condo hotel can provide, we can just provide for the person at that property.
There you go. So the good thing about the multifamily actually is that, I've had some clients that bought a fourplex, 4 units, and they're doing short term in the fourplex. They have all of them renovated. And if you really want to get into it, and I think it's a little bit more advanced once you get into the, a fourplex, a triplex, because you're now taking care of 4 different units. But the good thing is that if you're advanced, if you have some knowledge, you have 4 in 1, right? So you don't have to, let's just say, to go cleaning or to go do some type of maintenance in the property, you just go to 1 property instead of having 4 single family homes in different areas. So it could be a really good opportunity. However, from what I've seen, Lucas, is that the multifamilies, they're not always, in the best areas, right? So usually the multifamily is because it has all multifamilies around it, and you can't compare that to maybe a really nice neighborhood with a single family home. Is there a difference? Have you seen like what can you say about maybe single family home and a multifamily in the different neighborhoods or numbers, returns?
It's just basically different demographics. Maybe in like the fourplex, we get a lot of like more single people, maybe couples that come by, stay here a few days, and then they leave. Where over in our single family homes, we have more families that come. Maybe they come and they stay for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and they come here, they enjoy the heat, they enjoy the weather, enjoy everything that South Florida has to offer. And they do it more of like a family vacation where they can just come, social distance themselves, and they're basically a home away from home.
Also,
people like that a lot.
A condo is gonna have HOA fees, right?
Correct.
And then single families and multifamilies have no HOA fees, right?
Correct.
Do you think that HOA fees in condos eat away a lot of your profit? Do you think it's still good because you do less work? And when it comes down to having a property management like yourself in a single family home or multi, do you guys also take care of everything that has to do with the property itself, all the maintenance, all that, so the person, let's just say they're out of state or out of the country, they don't have to worry about those things?
Well, correct, yeah. I think that there's a product for what everybody wants. If somebody wants to stay in a condo hotel or even a condo that allows short-term rentals, and that's the product they like, they can. But there are going to be higher HOA fees that are going to eat up some of your income. In a single-family home, like I mentioned earlier, we can provide those same services and just bring them over to the single-family home and cut the cost of what all those fees would be.
Awesome, beautiful. So pretty much just to answer your question, you can take care of single family homes.
Yes.
When it comes to all the maintenance, the landscaping, the pool, all that,
cleaning.
That's a question
servicing.
that I get often, right? Because a lot of people, okay, perfect. So there's property management company, professional property management companies out there that manage the Airbnb, but do they also take care of all the maintenance, like everything now's in the house?
Yes.
So yes, the answer is yes. There you have it. I mean, Lucas said it. He manages so many Airbnb properties out here in South Florida. He sees the difference in single family homes, that the numbers make a lot more sense than a condo. However, the condos always have, they always have the, its positive points, right? Like some of them have amazing views, right? There's condos that have all the amenities. So it really depends what you're looking for. But again, getting yourself someone that's familiar with the areas, familiar with Airbnb, a professional property management, and especially an Airbnb super host like Lucas. All right, guys, there you go. There you have it. Lucas has helped us answer a lot of the questions that you guys have about Airbnb. Is it worth it? What type of properties you should do and you should not do, numbers, all these things that you guys were wondering what you're asking. If there's any other questions that we did not answer, please feel free to answer down below in the comment section. We can definitely do another video for you guys, get into more details, or even go to different Airbnb properties like here, the one that we're at. We could show you around. If you're interested in purchasing Airbnb property, we could definitely help you with that as well. Again, Lucas is my partner, helping us manage all the Airbnb properties. So if you do have any questions for Lucas, anything regarding the Airbnb, he'll be more than happy to help you guys out. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Lucas, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Any other words that you want to say to all the investors looking to do Airbnb in South Florida?
Definitely partner up with someone that knows what they're doing. Don't think that just because Airbnb and all these other platforms, you can just sign up. There's a lot more that comes to it after. It's not just uploading pictures and putting your address in there. You're gonna make money, but you're gonna leave a lot of money on the table. And it works a lot better when you know what you're doing.
So 100% true, 100% I agree with him. Stick to what you're good at and let someone that's professional take care of the other part, guys. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Any questions, any comments, please leave it down below. Thank you so much, and I see you guys in the next video.